All right. Happy to get us started this evening. Thank you all for being here. We are the Good Start Packaging team. All right. So our client this semester was Good Start Packaging. They provide sustainable, biodegradable, compostable, etc. packaging products to restaurants across the United States. On the left is Ken Jacobus, CEO and founder. On the right is Joe Harvey, executive assistant. All right, so this is our team. Up in the top right is Sue Kaplan. She was our advisor for the semester. She's a consultant, a sustainability consultant. I'm Joe Quintal. I'm the peer mentor for this team. I'm a senior graduating this spring with a major in entrepreneurship.
I'm Alexa. I'm a senior as well, graduating in environmental conservation and sustainability.
I'm Ben. I'm a senior as well, and I'm graduating with an environmental resource economics degree.
And I am Sam. I'm a senior as well, and I am studying conservation, sustainability, and renewable energy.
So some progress we made this semester is we focused on two documents that a few of us haven't seen before, a non-disclosure agreement as well as a consulting agreement. We worked through that with GSP as well as Sue. We walked through the assessment, so we developed the framework with the client through Excel. So we marked questions within the BIA and we brought them into this Excel sheet. We defined their importance and we assigned roles to team members. Some ways we improved our score is we prioritized BIA questions. We focused on some things we could get done within the semester. We focused on if they're viable within the time frame. And we marked these questions to see if GSP could do this within the near future. And we also
So the impact areas in the BIA have to do with sustainability, and sustainability branches farther out than just the environment. So starting with governance, we determined that a board of directors would benefit Good Start in reaching their goals, as well as improving the transparency of executive decisions. In the workers section, we developed simple policies to one, get points through the BIA, but also to improve the practices and safety of the workers in the environment there. And then in the environment section, we were able to look at carbon footprinting and the greenhouse gas emissions that Good Start operations involves. And the customers and community section, we were able to create a survey to send out to members of the supply chain to really understand their operations practices and whether or not they're socially and environmentally sustainable.
Moving on to deliverables and next steps. As Sam had mentioned, one of the main tools that we created was that supplier survey, which allowed us to gain some critical information from the supplier network, which ended up covering multiple questions worth of points. We also discovered some of their strengths and weaknesses. The categories of workers and community were really strong for them, but they did need a little bit more improvement in the governance and customer section. And finally, we are leaving them with our roadmap for the future, which goes over each category and kind of breaks down suggestions and project goals based on their complexity, as well as the estimated time of completion for them to gain those future points.
All right, on to takeaways. So this is my second time through the clinic. Last semester, I worked with a company that was recertifying. So I learned that working through an initial certification with a company is generally a lot harder. Getting all of the documentation together is pretty complicated, pretty challenging, but very rewarding.
My time in the clinic, I had learned that true sustainable business really requires multiple sector analysis and improvement. It's very complicated with all the different categories, but there's a lot of opportunity for a business to really make an impact.
my takeaway was that organization and communication are essential to consulting work. We learned that quickly, as most teams do. There's a few bumps in the road, and these are the keys to success to get by.
For me this semester, I learned that communication really creates an effective and efficient work environment. and everyone needs to be speaking the same language in business and be on the same page. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Good Start team. And I know that last picture that you had was of you doing a beach cleanup with Ken and Joe and being able to meet folks in person, which I thought was a really lovely thing to be able to do this semester. So, and just speaks to the amazing relationship that you built with the client. So now moving on, we're going to the Bristol Seafood team, and I'll let them take it away from here.
Hello, we are the Bee Impact Bristol Seafood Student Consulting Team. I'm Shelley Lancaster. I am a junior majoring in wildlife and conservation biology with a minor.
Shelley, I'm gonna actually, I totally forgot that we need to do questions. That is totally my fault. Thank you, Joe, for alerting me to that. That is totally my fault. I will take questions now for the GSP team before we move it on to the Bristol team. I apologize. Let me see in the chat here. Well, my first question, I guess, is just what was the most impactful thing that you learned this semester working with GSP? Go ahead, Joe.
Sam, how about it?
I was just going to mention the Good Start is not a manufacturer, so working with a supply chain really creates a complex network, I guess you could say, of understanding how everything operates in a business, especially a wholesaler or a supplying business to different restaurants. So I think the biggest thing for me was kind of understanding how all parts work into this big operation of a business.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to hand it actually to Ken and Joe to share a few words as well about their experience in the clinic as your clients.
Sure, this is Ken. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Great. So yeah, it's incredible how fast this semester went by, but we made a lot of progress that we wouldn't have made otherwise without the UNH team. So we're really grateful for that. I would say our goal in going through this assessment process was to identify more objective measures of how well we're progressing in our mission to be a force for, social and environmental justice as a business as we continue to grow. And to me, that's always meant that we're meeting not just the letter of some of the B Corp criteria, but also the spirit of the qualifying criteria. And I think we probably had at least two main challenges in this process. One was just, standard for a small company lack of resources to do the research and to make progress in key areas, and that's particularly hard for us right now because we're in an extremely growth area now. Right, we're extremely busy as a company right now to be able to focus on anything other than just serving our clients, and it's been really hard for us to create a structure for focusing our energy to improve our score. And secondly, we felt that, and I think Sam kind of touched on this, several of the areas of the BIA are difficult or maybe even not applicable for a smaller company to meet due to, for example, the practical influence that we have on our suppliers for them to force them to make changes and so forth as well. So the team was really helpful in a number of areas, in addition to just maintaining that weekly structure that I talked about. Specifically, they helped us uncover some additional areas in the assessment that we hadn't seen yet. They engaged our landlord and other suppliers to identify opportunities for us to reduce our waste. And they also researched third-party sources to offset our carbon footprint, which is something that we've wanted to do for quite some time, given the fact that we do have a lot of influence in that area because we are a company that ships a lot of products. So we made a lot of progress, and we feel we're in a really good position to make a final push to submit our application, and we're really grateful for the team. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Ken. Daisy has a question here. Since this is a BTOB company, are the companies they are supplying interested in being in Good Start being a B Corp?
I'm sorry, are the companies that we're supplying to interested in being a B Corp? Is that what the question is?
Yeah, yep.
I don't know that specifically. Most of our customer base tends to be small, medium-sized, sort of independent operated businesses. I do know that there are at least a couple of them that actually are B Corps themselves and have advocated for us to become one. And one of our suppliers is a B Corp. So we definitely see the value of joining that network.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ken. I know the students just had a blast working with you this semester and they learned so much.